Welcome everybody to Punjabi Villans' first podcast. It's been a while. We've been talking about this for some time now. We're about to kick it off. With me today, I'm Ricky Chima. I'll be the host just for today. And then we have Money, our co-host. Say hello, Money.
Hello.
Money. We've got Sam.
All right, boys.
We've got Rajit.
All right, guys. How's everyone?
Good.
Good, man. Good.
Villa result, disappointing.
Yeah. What do you think, Rajit, man? Overall on that.
I think, we had high hopes for the game against West Ham. We just clinched that victory against Southampton, which is a magnificent backs to the wall stuff, but it was superb. They say great teams know how to win, but they don't win, but they don't play so well. And I think we did that against Southampton. So, we were all expecting yesterday, but we were quite outclassed and outplayed by a really good team.
Yeah. What do you think that was, Sam? I mean, what do you think the overall factor was that why the result was played out that way?
I think Dean Smith did say that he decided to go for a slightly changed formation where he didn't have the three in the middle, had the two. But also, you got to, sometimes these kind of results do happen. David Moyes has been around the block a few times, and he's been in the Premiership for a hell of a long time. And he knows he's wily. Just look at the fact that what he did with Jack, his tactics against Jack, and they ended up working because Jack was trying to move around the pitch, trying to get the ball a little bit more. These things do happen. We have to accept it. Sometimes we have a bad day in the office. It's how we react to it, which is the main thing. But I think credit to West Ham. They played well. They got the tactics right on the night. So credit to them.
Yeah, I think that's what it was about. I mean, it was about the tactics. When I think Moyes got it spot on. They pretty much sniffed out Grealish. I think the fullback there, right back, he got right into his head and he kind of changed it first half there. And I think he was just, he just got into his head and he just changed it all. I mean, Lingard, it was his debut as well. I mean, Money, you know a lot about Lingard and, being at Man United, he wasn't getting a sniff in there, but then he got his opportunity at West Ham.
Yeah, Lingard, I mean, he did do well yesterday. He looked lively. He looked like he had a point to prove, to be fair. I think he had a bit of a fire lit up under his arse a little bit. But what you have to kind of notice as well is that Martinez didn't have the best game. I think on a normal day, Martinez probably would have saved those shots. So it wasn't our day yesterday in more ways than one. It's like when they countered us, it come from Ollie's miscontrol, and it's like Ollie's hardly miscontrolled the ball all season. The one time he does, they counter us and score. So I think it was just one of those games. I think what's frustrating is that whenever we look like we've built up a little bit of momentum, happened with Leeds, Burnley, we keep losing these stupid games. But with that being said, West Ham they deserved it, to be fair.
They did deserve it. We can't win every game. At the minute, I've just looked at the last 5 games. We lost one, won one, lost one, won one, lost one. So there is a bit. I mean, the only thing consistent is that we're losing one, they're winning one. But it's difficult because the other factor I found, and the commentator picked up on it, that we're the one team that have made the fewest changes in the season, and Dean Smith and Shakespeare are working those guys to the ground, and we're the highest pressing team in the league as well. So those players are getting the most 90 minutes more than anyone else and pressing higher. Fatigue will kick in. It's only natural, and it kind of showed in the first half. What do you think, Raji? I mean, I don't think the press wasn't as there, and that's one thing that might hinder us towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's because we've got so many games in quick succession. So we're playing Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you have a look at consistency of teams and teams that have done very well in the past, for example, the Leicester team of 2015, 2016, they hardly changed their team, but they played once a week. So they had the energy to rejuvenate. And they were a high pressing team and a countering team.
Yeah.
So I think it's because we've had a congestion pile-up essentially. That's why we're fatigued. And yesterday they looked knackered. Ross Barkley is a great player. He couldn't control the ball. There was not that energy from the team that we've usually had. and it's the worst we've played.
Yeah.
To be fair, we've always been the game. Even the games we've lost, we've always been in the game. You know, against Burnley, we played magnificent. But I think this weekend, and then the week after, we're going to start playing each week, which might actually give them more time for recovery, and we might get some more consistency in winning.
Yeah, no,
But also,
definitely.
a lot of the players had an off day together. It's that's very rare as well that everyone's going to have an off day.
Yeah.
You said Ross Martinez at the back, Jack didn't have his best game. Everyone literally was off, and you'd almost rather get out the way one match till we lose it, and then on to the next in a positive way, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think one good thing about this season is that we seem to have a different mentality of, okay, forget this game, we're going to win the next game. We're not getting stuck in a rut. Fair enough. We're not getting in a winning way, but like last season, we just kept losing.
Yeah.
If we lose one and maybe even two, you always think we're going to win the third one, which I think is a difference from last season.
We've got the quality now to do it. There's actual trust, and the expectation levels increased, which is obviously added to why we're so disappointed, because the expectation level's gone up. But if you look at last season, we're in the bottom three. I know we got 32 points already now. There's no fear of going down. Our expectation maybe is a bit too high compared to.
If we win the games in hand, and you look at it, we're a point behind Liverpool essentially. You know, I think we got 32 points. I think we have. We get on to 38 points. We're playing the same games, and we're in the mix. You know, if someone said to you this point of the season, you're going to be 2 points away from fourth place, you'd snap their hand off.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, 100%. If you talk about like the season in general, what a season it's been for Villa. I mean, you know, this is beyond. I know it's a bit exaggerated, but beyond our wildest dreams, that would be like the way position that we're in, is because, you know, and it all comes down to the way the players are playing for the manager, the way they've built the infrastructure, and like, you know, 32 points. I think we had 3 games to go last season. We had 32 points. You know, and we were just battling out. And now
but also,
we're 20,
you know,
20 games in.
Yeah, I was going to say, silver lining wise as well, if we're performing constantly and our players are getting talked about, that's transfer window talk, man. Let's stay under the radar a little bit. Let's lose a couple of these matches where we keep hold of our best players. And I know it's always a risk, Jack, but
I'll tell you one thing though. You know, Ming, what a clearance! Did you see the one where Antonio loved the keeper? And you know, just to get back. I mean, he gets a lot of stick sometimes for being a bit cavalier with his passes, and like he's chewing on his gum, and people think he's just a bit too laid back. But he is a leader. He's a leader on the pitch, and he does get stuck in. And I think a lot of the time, the good work he puts in gets overlooked because sometimes he's looking for that pass over the top, and he just takes like a split second longer. But his overall game is brilliant.
Yeah, I think one of the lads come out with a good point, that he gets criticised, but you got to remember that he's on the ball a lot more than Konza. He's the one that brings it out. He's the one that plays the passes. He's the one that plays with more risk. And if you're going to play with more risk, you're going to get obviously caught out a little bit more. So I think sometimes he gets a little bit unfairly treated, but sometimes he does make you nervous when he's on the ball. You don't know what he's going to do.
He's prone to a mistake, though. That's the thing. And when you're playing against high pressing teams, for example, like Leeds or Liverpool, you're going to get closed down really quickly. And he hasn't got the skill of a Barcelona type player, although he's a great player. You know, he can make that mistake. He's just got to against the pressing teams. You got to get it away.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially when you got Luiz in the middle. Especially when you got Luiz in the middle, who can turn and play ball. Just give it to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
keep it simple.
And that's what I mean. You know, with Moyes towards the end of the game, or even second half, they put 2 right backs on Grealish.
Yeah,
and you know, that's mental. Where they just try to flush him out, and it worked. But the thing is, we got Arsenal next game, so we got another London club, and you know, it's Grealish versus Sacco, and like is Sacco. And like he's been talking about Grealish loads. Like I think he talked about him. About, you know, I think someone asked him in an interview, who was the player that you thought in the England camp, and he said Grealish. So they're gonna have a bit of they'll have a duel on Saturday, but it'll be more of an open game. It's weird
Did they
because
play with? Go on, Karen. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say it's weird that the teams in and around us, like if you like the Leeds and the Southamptons and like West Ham, we struggle against. But the teams that play open football, but like the Arsenals and Man Uniteds or Liverpools of the world, we actually play a better game.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we'll probably go into the Arsenal game still with our chin up high to think that we still might be able to get something.
Yeah, we smashed them, didn't we? The last time we played them. So,
and we were like that under Martin O'Neill as well. Against the bigger teams, we played really well because we played a counter-attacking style of football then as well. And against the bigger teams, we did play well and we struggled. Do Arsenal play a back three with Sacco being a winger, like a old-fashioned winger kind of thing?
He plays various positions. He plays on the left sometimes, attacking left. He plays on the right. I saw him the other day. I think maybe against West Brom on the right-hand side. He's a very versatile player. He's a great player.
He is a good player. He's a very good player.
Even at Tierney, is he the left back?
Left back.
He's quality. I remember seeing one of his goals. I can't remember who it was against. Maybe it was Leeds, where he just ripped the player up for Arsenal paper. And just done him and I thought, who is this? Who's this left back?
Yeah,
and it was a cold day. I think it was snowing.
And he's proper Desi style. He is in it, shorts and t-shirt in the snow. He don't care.
Yeah. Honestly, he's smashing it. So I mean, like if you think of the Arsenal game now, I mean, are you going in with any confidence? I mean, are you taking away thinking from the West Ham game, or are you thinking, no, that's gone now, that's blown over, we can actually go to the Arsenal and still go and get something? Because they are on fire a bit as well. They're starting to pick up results.
I don't like I was saying before. I don't think we go into any game expecting anything else but a win. I think that's just our mentality now. I think we've got that attitude, and we've got that the kind of play, that first 11 for sure. On our day, we can beat anyone, and we have we've beaten the champions 7-2, so we can beat anyone. So I don't think we're gonna go into this game against Arsenal with anything less than victory in our minds.
And I think also that
sorry,
go on, Raj.
I think the mentality has, like you said, has changed. Beating the champions Liverpool, I think that is a real big thing for us now. And, we have that a little bit of fear factor. If you have a look at all the commentators and all the presenters, they absolutely drool over the way Villa play. They love watching them. Even though we lost yesterday, they were still complimentary about Villa. They'll bounce back. So even the public's perception of Aston Villa is they're a great team. They're one to watch. You don't want to play them anymore.
Yeah,
definitely.
What do you think? What do you think of Sanson? I mean, do you think he's going to get a squeeze, or are we going to stick to what we know at the minute? What do you think about that money?
I think personally, he should play because of the fact that I think our players have played so many games in a short period of time. We just need to rotate. He's here now. He needs to play sometime, but let's just chuck him in. It doesn't matter. I mean, if the worst, okay, fair enough. We can start with our normal team, but Dino just seems to sometimes hesitate to make a change quick enough sometimes. But I definitely want to see him play against Arsenal, because I think we looked a little bit flat against West Ham. I think we need some fresh legs, some enthusiasm, and I think he's the guy that is going to want to impress. So I'd make the change. I'd start him.
You hit the nail on the head there. It's about enthusiasm. So you saw Jesse Lingard play so well. He had a point to prove yesterday. He was all over the pitch. Now Sanson's coming in, and he knows that he wants to impress. It's the big league for him. It's his dream move. So he's got some jar in him, and they're a little bit flat. So you've got one player that can make a big difference. He can raise the standards of the team.
Definitely, I agree.
Definitely. Yeah. So I mean, if we talk about predictions for the Arsenal game, so Sam, what are you thinking? Prediction for the game?
I think 2-0. I think we're gonna bounce back. The likes of Jack who didn't perform so well. He had, it's a different type of game that he had, because he had a man marker almost. He's going to want to prove that, and even with that kind of man marker, I'm going to do something. So I reckon it'll be a win. It'll be a 2-0.
2-0. Raj?
I think it's going to be 2-0 as well. I agree. I think they're good. The thing is, if we can keep a clean sheet, we're always confident on going on to win a game. The problem is when we let one in. So we don't want to concede. If we don't concede, we've got a great chance of obviously taking all the points.
Yeah. And Money, what do you think?
I was gonna say 2-0, but I'm gonna go 3-0. I think once we score one, I think we're gonna smash them. I think so. I'm gonna go for 3-0.
Yeah,
Martinez with a flying header, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my point, right? I mean, Martinez going back to his old club that he's been, he played at since he was a little boy, and he's been there for a long time, and this is the first time he's playing against them at the Emirates. So I'm expecting him to have a clean sheet. So I'm with you guys. I don't know about 3-0 or 2-0. I think we might nick it. I think we'll do a George Graham 1-0.
That's good.
That'll do.
We'll take that.
Yeah, take that all day.
Lads.
3 points.
Yeah. Saying that, with the way we're doing our podcasts, we always like to invite new people to come and join us on the show so we can find out a little bit about who they are and what they're doing. Just want to introduce a rapper that's local to Birmingham. We know him very well, and he's just tearing up the scene right now. So Jagga Singh, you there?
Yep. Thank you for having me, guys.
Hey,
There he is.
Welcome, bro.
I mean, I'm here with the enemy, but it's okay.
Not quite the enemy. So Jagga, we've known Jagga for a long time. He's a good friend of ours, and he's a good friend of Punjabi Villans. And he's taken on a career where in music, and he's really taken off. I mean, his first songs that came out just ripped everybody up, and now from each song that he pulls out, it's he's getting more and more traction. So Jagga, you just tell us about your journey, about how you started out, and where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, lads, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I've known Ricky, for example, for many, many years, and Ricky, your family. You've always been good to me. I've actually learned a lot from you, so I'd like to just put that out there as well, my brother. Nice, you know what I mean? He's always been there for me, so I appreciate that. Regarding the music thing, I don't know if all of you know, in 2017, I lost my son. He had sepsis, so he's born, and he was early. I think he was about 6-7 weeks early. And obviously it was a great shock and a surprise at the time. So my wife had to have a C-section. The procedure went well, the heart rate was dropping prior to that, and procedure went well. And then next thing you know, he's born. The nurses are giving us all good news that this is normal, premature. And next thing you know, that's it. His health started going downhill. Then he ended up with sepsis. And just over a week later, he passed away. And then I remember the day he passed away, I just drove off, had to be on my own for a little bit, sat down, was listening to music. And I remember saying this on a BBC documentary that I'd done as well, that I literally thought, hang on, I'm listening to these rappers in my ear now, like Fateh, Drake and all these people. And I'm thinking, hang on, let me try something. I don't know where the thought came from. It just came into my head. So I got a beat from YouTube and started writing in Punjabi again. I don't know where the Punjabi came. The first thing I done was just writing Punjabi and just rapping Punjabi. And I started doing it on the beat, and I was like, hang on, I'm a bit comfortable with this. And then just in that brief moment, I forgot about the pain that I was going through and what had happened. So, I found that kind of support mechanism just for myself, just to step out of my body almost and the pain that I was going through. And then it kind of helped me in my journey. Now, like I said, I didn't mean for it to go the way it has in a positive way. It was just one of those things where it was a coping mechanism, and that was it really. And then from there, I met different people, different producers, and it was just baby step after baby step. And next thing you know, I'm on radio, I'm on TV, I'm doing this, doing that, meeting all these big artists. So again, something had to go for me to, come into this situation. So I do look at it in a positive way. I'm very blessed with what's happened as well. So yeah.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
That is
I
incredible.
mean,
That's incredible.
it is an incredible story there, because you know, a situation like that can turn you one way or the other, and the ground can pull you down. And the fact that you had that spirit in your son's spirit within you to, you know, lift yourself up again, you know,
I think I remember,
that was a message
Ricky,
that was sent to you.
So sorry to interrupt. I think I remember calling you as one of the first people I called as well. And I literally, me and Ricky, we don't talk regular. We've just played a lot of football together all over the years and stuff. And I don't know why that day I just felt like calling you, Rick. It just felt that I just wanted to say, bro, just have me in your prayers. You know what I mean? So I remember that day. So I'll never forget that, Rick. I really appreciate that as well, man.
No, I'll never forget that too, bro. I'll never forget that too. But you know, like you said, now that, you know, it's tuned you a side of you that you never thought you had before. You've discovered this new path, and it's taking you into this incredible direction where you are making music. And you know, just looking at your song titles now, like you got Just Kings, you got Dreams, you got Represent, and like you've got your latest track now, Kisaan Blood as well. You know, when Jags, you know, when you write these songs, you know, when you actually went through that, you know, you're gonna go down this channel of making music, and then you realize how creative you were writing things down and also expressing them as well. How did you go about it? I mean, did you have a thought process of how you wanted to write poetry almost and then put it into music, or was it the other way around where you heard a beat and that brought you to a focus of a part of your life where you wanted to write about? Talk us through that.
I think what it was, for me, there is a bit of both involved actually, Rick, because there's times where I'd just be writing lyrics and stuff, and I find it when I'm writing stuff without a beat, I go more emotional and more personal. And then obviously when I hear a beat that suits my content, I'll have to obviously edit the words and the bars the way I'm writing it and stuff. But what I found about myself, what I enjoy the most is listening to the beat, because I still find it hard writing about my personal trauma, personal experiences. So what I try to do is just write to the beat. And when I write to the beat, it's more stuff that comes out like just more commercial, or, you know, like you get typical stuff like Sidhu Moosewala now, you know, it's all about, you know, hype and, you know, I see Mudde Teyar Rakhiya, like Shati out, all that stuff. So these are the kind of vibes which I enjoyed a bit more. So I thought, let me just stick to building my craft that way. And then with the thing is, I realized I want to do a lot of Punjabi stuff. And now in Punjabi rap, there's a lot of music that involves hype, you know, that kind of gangland lifestyle and this, that, and the other, like typical Punjabi blood, you know what I mean? Whereas there's not much material that really goes into depth about emotional, personal experiences. So with me, I'm finding it, I am writing that, but I'm just trying to tweak it and actually better the actual lyrics itself, because once I release that, it'll be sort of a new thing that's coming out, because not many Punjabi artists talk about personal experiences the way the mainstream hip hop or mainstream music talk about it, you know what I mean? So I think that's something I'll tap into. But right now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now as well, you know. But like you mentioned, you mentioned Represent. That was a little bit personal for me, about my people, about who I am, my identity. So so I've touched upon things like that.
No, Jack, I was just gonna ask, do you have songs or poems that are just for you? Just that for you, not to release, not to give out to the public. It's just personal to you that you write for yourself, because I know you said that you find it difficult to kind of write emotionally sometimes. But I want to know, do you write just for you about your experiences as more of a therapy type thing?
100%. So I've got like I write on my phone. You know, nowadays it's just technology, like, you know, it's not really pen and paper time, you know what I mean? So on my phone, I've got like pages and pages in my notes of personal poetry. So it's not necessarily things that I'm going to release as songs. They're just like my thoughts. So it's almost like I'm journaling my thoughts. But then what I've always had this in me, people that know me very close. I start writing things very poetically. So there's things that I'm writing now about my trauma, about my childhood experiences, about how I'm feeling right now, spirituality and things like that. So I'll write that to myself, and then occasionally I'll go back and read it, and then sometimes I think, hang on, did I really write that? You know what I mean? So it's actually surreal sometimes when you're in that kind of Zen state where you just want to shut everything off and just focus on the words that are coming into your mind, your heart, and then you just put it on paper. So yeah, there are things definitely which I relate to and go back to seek answers. You know what I mean? So,
I think you're very lucky, because I think you've used this talent that you've got or blessed with to help you through this trauma. I think with so many other people out there, they can't find that thing that can get them through the trauma that they've gone through, and then that's when their mental health just deteriorates and they just go off on, you know, down on a downhill spiral. I think you're very lucky that you found something that can get you from the depths of hell to where you are now.
Just to add to that, Jagga, the what you're talking about, the standard kind of hype music, which is about all the Josh and all that kind of stuff, and what you're talking about is inspirational stuff, dude. You're talking about stuff that's going to inspire other people. Money just touched on the mental health side there. Listen to that story. Gives someone like me, been through a similar scenario as you, but it gives me that kind of little bit of inspiration, saying that actually listen to some of the stuff you're doing. There's going to be a hint, there's going to be a golden nugget there for me to pick up on. So it's massively inspiring, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like Sam, like just even the latest track now, Ricky mentioned the Kisaan Blood. There's a lot of historical facts that's in that song, and it's all Punjabi, very clear Punjabi, very simple Punjabi, where majority of Apne people, Punjabis and Sikhs in general, that they can actually listen to what I'm saying. So I feel that, you know, these words from people that have come back to me and give me feedback on the song, whether they're fans or whether they're family or friends, they've all said, even my grandparents were over the moon when they heard this song. They saw the video. I was on Sikh channel, you know, the few interviews live, and they were absolutely over the moon. They just couldn't like contain themselves because they were so touched, and it just related to them, their history, our history, and what's going on in current times as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm always going to be out there trying to
proper proud, enough.
Yeah, I seriously, like, I think Ricky's going to touch up on it. There's an interview last week at this event. We'll talk about that later. And I remember my granddad, some brother messaged me. My granddad was literally, they were all sitting around the TV, and it's the first time I've come on a Sikh channel platform. You know what I mean? Like I've been on BBC and all these other mainstream platforms, but this is the first ever time I'm live on Sikh channel and stuff. And my granddad, apparently, like they were all watching for 15-20 minutes, however long I was on there, and he got up after my interview and he literally said what he done today none of us can do, and how he spoke and the way he said that, apparently. And then he started crying, he started tearing up, and he had to walk out the room. And this is my granddad. You can't break this one. Like the amount of stuff he has seen in his life, and then for me to find out he was tearing up, is pretty surreal, actually, man.
Yeah,
Jagga, the thing is, it's so nice that you're transcending every single age. You know, you just explained the youngsters, the middle-aged, and the youth with your music. It's you're a real inspiration to everyone. And you're going on all these platforms, the BBC, but it's the home one, the Sikh channel, which is so close to your family, is giving you the most. So well done, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Raj.
Very proud of you.
Jag, you mentioned that, you know, you've got the whole community behind you, and like including your grandfather. You broke him. You know, like you say, like, you can't cry. But you know, not just that, you got people outside from other communities that don't understand Punjabi, but they understand your flow, and they understand your music. And you've had someone massive recently that's just come onto your Instagram and just liking everything that you're doing. Like, tell me who that is.
Yeah, so actually there's two people I'm going to touch, because that's a very good question, actually, because music transcends. It goes past language. It's like a different form of language where it's more feeling and emotions. How it makes somebody feel when they hear a certain wave or a beat. Now, recently, the rapper The Game, like he's well known in the hip hop and music industry.
Yes.
Yeah. So literally, I remember. Like I woke up and this was actually yesterday, I think it was, or like the day before, I can't remember. And I was like, literally checked my phone and like 4 or 5 posts relating to the Kisaan Blood track, and it says The Game, like his Instagram username. And I was like, yo, is this a fake profile? So I went on the the profile, and it's like 11.5 million followers, blue tick, and I was like, oh no, this is actually pretty crazy, man. So
That's
yeah,
heavy,
man, we're in the DMs right now, and there's obviously a lot of fanboying going on from me, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I'm very grateful.
From the game, from the fanboy is going on from the game, innit, Jag?
He loves the beat, man. The beat's sick.
Yeah. So, and another thing, just to touch upon that question, this is the craziest thing, and this was very early in my career when I started the music stuff. Lily Allen liked my track Dream, and she DM'd.
Wow.
She actually started following me when she was on Instagram. And check this out. At that time, she had like 2 million followers, and she was following 4 people. And out of the 4 people, I was one of them. And I was like, what? No, seriously, I was like, what is going on? And then I DM'd her, and this is obvious. I can say this now because she's not on Instagram. But I DM'd her and I said, thank you for the follow. I'm very honored. I'm just wondering if this was a mistake. And then she started laughing. She started laughing, and then she goes, no, trust me, this wasn't a mistake, but I love your track Dream. Now, here's the funny thing. Dream was very personal for me. It was very uplifting, like a year after my son's anniversary and stuff. So it was like a conversation, me talking to myself, how I'm uplifting myself, how, just try and stay positive. So if you ever get a chance to listen to that, just listen to lyrics. And what Lily Allen said was, she goes, no, this wasn't an accident, but I really like your track Dream. I don't know what you're saying, but I really felt it. And I was like, whoa, that is absolutely crazy, man. So
That's
again,
nuts.
I was Punjabi. It was all Punjabi. A to Z of that track was Punjabi, but she just felt the music, the tone of voice, the flow, I suppose. And she just liked the aura and energy.
Just downloaded it as we're speaking.
Yeah. So, it's pretty crazy, actually. So, like you said, Ricky, I mean, music just goes past language, it's it doesn't have no barriers, it doesn't have no borders, man.
Just like football.
Let's not get carried away. You know them scousers.
We'll let you off for being a mank.
Yeah. How much I wanna go through. We can only talk about so much. So we'll have to do it again sometimes whenever you're free, Jag, because we want to talk about a little bit more in depth with you, because I think you're so cultured, you've got so much going on that we really want to tune into everything that you're doing. We're following your music. I mean, you're a good personal friend of mine as well, and I'm quite lucky to have you in my life as well. But just to wrap it up, we've got something written up for you, mate. We've got 13 questions. There are questions. And they're quick fire. I just want to know, the first thing that comes into your head, you just got to go with it, yeah?
Yeah,
hello?
Go on. I hate
you ready?
Go on.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and
don't worry, they'll be sensible, and I'll let you know they're all PG as well, right? Okay, so Champions League or Premier League?
Champions League, bastard.
You got to be quick with these, man.
Go on.
Yeah, Cantona or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Nou Camp or Bernabeu?
Bernabeu.
Yeah.
Dal or Sabji?
Sabji.
Playing football or what? Playing football or watching football?
Playing football all day, man.
Yeah. Left foot or right foot?
Right foot.
Moyes or Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Samosa or Pakore?
Samosa.
Ooh.
Babu Man or Gurdas Man?
Babbu man all day.
Yes, yes, yes,
That is
yes.
Kangana or Daljit?
Diljit. ना जन्ना उनका मेरी शर्ट लाने नहीं थी bro.
Yeah. All right. We're nearly there. 3 more to go. 11 aside or 5 aside?
11
Studs or molds?
studs. Oh no.
And-
Molds, actually.
And the last one, Sam's favorite, Liverpool or Man City?
Whoa. It has to be City, man. It has to be City.
Yes.
Man. It has to be, innit?
Nah, wicked. Jags, it's been a massive pleasure. Thank you for giving up the time to us to tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and
Respect,
you filled this in. And
Thank
you.
I hope people are inspired by what you've given us to hear and by your music as well. Money, Sam, and Raj, thank you again, for participating. And we'll be doing this again. I believe we'll be doing it on Sunday. Randy will be closing in with a broadcast session Sunday morning after the game. So again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Please do subscribe to us. We're at Punjabi Villans. You can find us on our website. If you like our t-shirts, just check out punjabivillans.co.uk and you'll get to know it all there. Thank you all.